My hospital bill was like $4,000. Just getting all the scans and everything.
Oh, that's very scary.
Oh, it's very expensive.
Was that why your insurance agent called you? Hello?
That was more painful than finding out I had pneumonia. It was the hospital bill.
Hello, it's Hazel.
Hey, it's Azura.
And I'm Jermaine.
And welcome back to another episode of Clarity's Hush Podcast.
What
Oh,
did I
you
say
said
that so loud? Sorry, my first day.
That's new.
Well, you know what? We're coming to the end of 2024.
Oh, man.
And we've been wanting to talk about this topic for months, but people kept falling sick. People meaning me.
Sometimes me.
Sometimes Azura.
actually,
Yeah.
Never Hazy.
have lah. But less.
How
Yeah,
many times
really.
have you been sick this year, Hazel?
Barely, no?
Barely.
Health is welfare.
Yeah,
I think
really.
I fall sick once a month at least. I just recovered.
And I feel like this year both of you have been hospitalized, am I right?
No, I wasn't
For you,
hospitalized
I was.
this year. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this episode is very apt because we are going to be talking about health scares.
Oh.
And I think as the year draws to a close, it's very important to look back at the past 12 months and reflect on how our mental health and physical well-being is doing. So tell us about your health scare, Zura.
I spent the first half of this year in the hospital a lot. I had a lot of problems this year. And actually, Jermaine and I always say that we really make use of our insurance. We get our money's worth.
My insurance agent is calling me every week, like, hey, what's wrong with you? Another claim, another claim. I'm like, yeah.
But sometimes we can't help it.
We really can't. So I've had a long pertaining UTI issue. And this year it was just out in full force. I think I was in the hospital 3 times for it. And the last one being the worst, I was in for like 3 weeks. After I was like allowed to go home, I still had like another 10 days of the antibiotics, which they didn't have an oral version of. So I had to go back to the hospital every day to be dripped. It was either that or I stay in the hospital and it's not happening lah. So every day I just had that plug
I
there.
know, I remember
Yeah.
that. But wait, what can you do to prevent that from happening again?
I don't know leh. So that last time I insisted for it to be escalated because previously, right, in the previous episodes, they would tell me like, oh, UTI is a very common thing. And I was just like, no, I don't think it's common for someone to be in the hospital so much for it. And it's not the first time this year. Like it's happened in previous years as well. So eventually they sent me to a specialist and it's very funny because once I went to the specialist and like they couldn't really tell what was wrong either. It was they had like a few theories but they had to test them out to be sure. But after that like it disappeared.
So they never found out what it
Touch wood.
was.
They never really found out what it was.
What was the whole point of like going in and out then?
Yeah. So now I'm just every day I just pray.
Oh man, I have a friend just like you. She experiences UTI quite a bit, but she found out the cause. Whenever she's dehydrated or feeling stressed, the moment she forgets to drink a sufficient amount of water, it comes back.
Oh, I think that is the slightly milder end of the spectrum because
man.
mine, right, what happens is that because I get UTI so often, I can't even tell when I need to do something about it and when I don't. And sometimes the bigger episodes, because I don't know whether to do something about it, it travels up to become a kidney infection. So that's
Oh my gosh.
that's my history with it.
Yeah, I still do think you have to get to the root of it.
Yes.
And I mean, at the end of the day, UTI is not a good feeling. It's a really, really horrible, a horrible feeling. It affects your daily life as
Yeah.
well. What about you, Hazy? Any health scares
Well,
of
my
2024?
scare is going to sound so mild next to Zura's.
What is it?
I got a swollen eye.
Wait, how come? When?
Kidney infection. I don't know, a cyst grew on the inner lid of my eye and
Are you serious what?
Serious or not? Serious
Yeah.
right? Quite serious right? I also think so leh.
When was this?
This was actually mid-November. Not too
recent.
long ago, quite recent. And I remember I was filming my variety show, the one where we were selling like
Yes.
secondhand clothes. And I don't know if it was because maybe there was a lot of clothes and the store was very dusty and that caused some dirt to go into my eye.
That's possible.
Right? But I remember feeling like on the inner lid of my right eye, I think I can feel something there. But when I like check it properly, I know that there's nothing inside. So I don't know what was going on. I went to the GP. They gave me like this eye drop. And I just have to like drip it into my eye every night. And it gets better. So I'm hoping it stays that way.
But you can see that there's a growth inside.
No, I can't. I can only feel it.
Feel.
Oh,
I can only
gosh.
feel it. So after that, I stayed off makeup for a couple days until I had to get back to shoots and I have to like put makeup back on. Then I had no choice lah. But staying off makeup helped. Drinking more water, hopefully, and the eye drops really, really helps.
So can you still feel it on the inside of your eye?
Sometimes I think when my eye is too tired or too dry, I can still feel like a little bump there.
What?
But sometimes it goes away. I just try to tell myself to sleep it off. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not.
I don't think the sleeping helps, but okay.
Right. I'm very scared one day I become blind.
No lah.
That's my
Actually,
biggest
when I was
fear.
younger, right, my brother had a swollen eye, and when he went to the doctor to check it out, basically like an insect had laid eggs in his eye.
Kidding
Yeah,
me?
and it had hatched.
What the hell?
They had to like pick it out of his eye, the eggs and everything. So I'm just
Wait,
saying, if you have something in your eye,
How is that possible?
no, like when you're
Whoa.
sleeping, it crawls in, it lays eggs, you don't even know, and then it cracks, and then
I have never heard of that.
so
you sure you're
new
not making
fear
that up?
unlocked for you guys.
Are you sure you're not making that up?
No, I'm not making it up, but I'm sure yours is not an insect. Even if it were, it's a nice one.
Oh, well,
You'll
thank
be
you.
fine.
Thank
You'll
you.
be fine.
Oh, goosebumps everywhere.
Yeah,
lah.
gross, right? Anyways, he's fine now.
Oh, thanks for the update.
But please continue to take care of your eye.
I will. Thank you.
If
And
it's
what about you,
possible.
Jermaine? Last year was a worse year for you, right? This year was
Last
much
2
better.
years were bad. Yeah.
Okay.
2 years ago, I had an ovarian cyst.
Oh, I
Last
remember that.
year, I had an abscess in my throat. This year, I haven't been hospitalized.
Congratulations!
Yay! I think the biggest health scare was probably like a prolonged cough that I had. So it started off as like, a cold, right? Oh, I had a cold, I had a cough, very itchy throat. Cough, 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 cough. Cough, cough, cough for 3 weeks. So violently at night. Like even when I'm on air, I'm coughing. When I'm off air, I'm coughing like on the ground on all fours. Avery said, I think you need to see a doctor. I was like, you think? So I went to see, they call it a lung, I don't know what they call it, the lung doctor.
Okay.
And they make you like blow into this pipe like to test your
okay.
lung capacity.
Okay.
And I had a scan as well. So I had asthma, bronchitis, and pneumonia
All at the same time.
all at the same time. So what happens is when you get a viral infection, right, which is like your cold, your cough, if your body is not strong enough to fight it off and you don't rest enough, it travels down your lungs and your airways and becomes a bacterial infection that only antibiotics can cure. And if you keep coughing and not curing it, it becomes pneumonia. So that taught me a lesson that even if you think it's a small cough, you have to either rest very, very well so that you heal from it, or you might have to see a specialist.
Yeah, but the thing is, after these episodes, right, did you guys change the way you lived life?
Yeah. Like I had the same like viral infection a couple of days ago. I took MC, I cancelled everything, and I just rested in bed. And now I'm fine.
Oh.
Yeah. Because last time I'd be like, yeah, it's just a cough. I go to work, it's just a cough. Then
When you push, and then that's when it becomes bigger.
yeah.
Then,
So I can't be stubborn anymore.
Sometimes you want to keep all your jobs, all your gigs, and all your work, right? But
It's just not worth it. Oh my gosh, my hospital bill was like $4,000. Just getting all the scans and everything.
oh, that's very scary.
Oh, it's very
was
expensive.
that why your insurance agent called you? Hello?
That was
Making
more
this claim.
painful than finding out I had pneumonia. It was the hospital bill. But yeah, did you change your life, Azura?
I definitely drank more water.
That's great.
I really remind myself to drink more water.
Hazel, why your
because
face like
as
that?
far as I remember, I hardly see Azura drinking water, Other things, yeah, but water.
I don't know
not
that. I
really.
always think, right, I drink sufficient, but everybody says that they don't see me drink water.
Yeah.
Better drink water.
I've never seen you drink water,
Drink up.
Azura.
Yeah lor. I try lah. So I try to like, before I leave home, I hit a liter already. Then I know I'll hit like
That's
another
good.
liter and a half here.
Have you had a UTI attack since?
No, I haven't.
Great.
So actually, a week ago, I was supposed to go for a procedure that was booked like months ago, where because they are suspecting an overactive bladder. And that's why this is happening. But I'm a Humpty and I get very, very scared. So basically they fill you up and then they drain you and then they said like I'll continue bleeding for the next few days. But because after June, that was my last hospitalization, I've had no like daily UTI also. Actually, it's terrible that I used to have daily.
Yeah.
I used to have daily UTI. So I've had no feeling of a UTI at all. So I called them and I said, okay, it's been like 6 months. I know we want to get the bottom of it, but like I've had not even a single like
Symptom
feeling,
or feeling,
yeah, like
okay.
do we still have to go on with it? Then they said, okay, we hold it off first. You continue to monitor.
Maybe you were just dehydrated all along.
Yeah, like my
I
friend.
don't know, like I don't.
Maybe lack of water is the trigger.
Yeah.
Right?
That's very possible.
How about you stop
Azura?
drinking water for 2 months and then you see?
I'm
because-
sorry.
So Hazy, what have you done about your eye so far? Have you changed the way that you blink?
Like I blink with only my left eye
Yeah.
now. Yeah. No, but actually I don't think there's nothing much I can do. It's not a matter of lifestyle or the food intake. I don't think so, no.
I think
when
this kind of
it
things
acts
just
up,
happen one leh.
yeah, I'll just apply the eye drop. It's some sort of acid in it, so it helps a bit. And when it recovers, I just let it be for a while. But if it comes back, the feeling comes back, then I apply the eye drop again. Because I
Okay.
don't want to be too dependent on the substance, right? So I just keep monitoring it and hopefully it doesn't come back. But definitely mine is a very minor issue compared to what the both of you have experienced.
No, like I'm saying, it
Hello?
could have been an insect that laid eggs in your eye. I'm just saying it's not, right? So you're very lucky, but never belittle your symptoms. And also, I think with health scares, it can get very expensive. It can be stuff that you never thought would happen. Like
Yep.
I've heard so many horror stories about this that I will never go for a spin class again.
Right.
sorry?
I used to like, spin so fun, like sit on a stationary bike. But then all these stories came out. Like for example, there's this Malaysian beauty influencer.
Okay.
Her name is Sophia. She went to a spin class and after, the class, she had like muscle soreness. You cycle a lot. You're like, oh, my muscle's so sore. After that, the pain persisted for a couple of days. She went to a doctor and the doctor kind of like gave her pain relieving injections, thinking it was like a muscle cramp, a severe muscle cramp or something. And the turning point came when she actually posted about it online. And people told her, yo, this is not normal. You may have something called rhabdomyolysis.
As far as I know about rhabdo, it is a condition in which damaged skeletal muscles
Yeah.
breaks down rapidly, often due to high intensity exercise over a short period. And you know what? Yes, your son DJ Jeff actually experienced this as well.
From a
He
spin class?
went for a spin class. Yes, he went for a spin class and he was hospitalized.
Are you
Oh my
kidding?
I
gosh.
remember him talking about rhabdo. RHABDO.
Rhabdo.
Rhabdo.
Yeah,
That's
because
it.
this girl was also hospitalized for like 5 days.
Exactly. It's too intense in too short a period. And if you're someone who, doesn't get your muscles this active, and then suddenly you go for a spin class,
That's very scary leh.
yeah,
That's crazy.
You probably will
Yeah.
pull something or like experience rhabdo. But
But
anyways,
this is not just a pulled muscle. Like, I can't
Yeah.
believe that the rate of people getting that from a spin class
Yep.
is so high. But anyways, just saying, like, you could go for just an exercise class, right? And you think, oh, I'm staying healthy. Oh, shit, I'm in the
Right.
hospital.
Listen to your body and don't push it too hard if you can't.
Even if the instructor's like, you're not turning to number 2, I can see it. Push harder, push harder. Just listen to your body, okay?
yeah, just take it slow. Be comfortable. Okay, this other story by our PD, Vanessa. She says she decided to go for a free full body health checkup for the first time in 22 years provided by the company.
Okay.
And she found out that she has high cholesterol. Okay, so let me describe how PD Van looks. She's this petite, like pretty little girl. She's not obese or anything like that, but she has high cholesterol. So because she always felt like her physical appearance was okay, so she hasn't really been actively taking care of her health. She hated vegetables, she doesn't work out. And after she found out that she has high cholesterol, she was genuinely worried for her health.
Oh, God.
And like she started to buy like fish oil, cut down on fatty foods, and took in more vegetables and like did a 15 to 30 minutes workout every day.
Wow.
Which is quite a
Yeah.
huge change.
Actually, sometimes it takes that one scare, right?
Yeah.
To really make you like, oh, it's a turning point. I have to take care of my health.
Yeah.
But this can go both ways. I have a friend, her mother, at the age of I think like 50 plus 60, went for a full body checkup and found out that likewise her cholesterol is very, very high. And it's like
Okay.
intense level of high, that kind. You know what she did for the next 3 months? She cut off all rice, all meals. She only drank milk every day. I'm not even kidding.
Wait, how does that help?
So apparently she really has to monitor her sugar and salt intake.
Right.
So she just ended up drinking milk every day, going for
I don't think that's also correct.
an
leh.
hourly runs every single day.
Everything in moderation,
I know.
right?
She lost 20 kg.
Cholesterol's okay because the weight doesn't
yes,
translate to the...
Yes, so after that she went back to the doctor
Uh-huh.
and the doctor was genuinely impressed. The doctor said, how did you do this?
Yeah.
Because the levels are back to normal.
I have to say that's discipline though.
Correct, but I think it's too unhealthy.
Okay.
Yes, because I don't think you're getting other nutrients that you need.
Correct. So it's so funny because when I went to JB with that friend of mine, she was like, oh, I need to buy milk powder. I said, for what? You still got no kids? Oh, for my mother. She drinks milk every day. I'm like, what? And then she told me this entire story. So she really went to JB to buy milk powder.
So cute.
Very interesting leh.
Wow, but the mother next level of dedication, I
I
cannot.
mean, that's crazy. That's the importance of annual health checkups because you
Yeah.
never know
True.
if there's something wrong or not, and that it's never too late or early to start your health checkups. But I know of someone, she is in her 60s. She's quite religious, like, middle-aged lady.
Okay.
And she says, I don't want to find out if anything's wrong. If anything's wrong, then that just means God is telling me that it's my time to die.
But think of it this way. What if the health checkup is God's way of telling you you can live longer?
If you do something
you
about
try
it.
telling her that she will not listen.
Oh no.
But yeah, I think some people have that mindset, and some people genuinely have a fear of health checkups. Like they're
I
very
think
anxious about it.
Especially like the slightly older generation.
Exactly.
Sometimes they tend to think like, oh, better not to know.
Yeah, I have an uncle once told me, if I don't go to the doctor, I'll be fine.
Correct.
Because if I don't know what's in my body, I'll be fine.
Correct.
And I'm like,
but like we want early detection, no?
yeah.
I think for them, they're worried that once they know, they keep ruminating over it, and then they
Right.
can't live a normal life. I think that's their fear, which I understand. But obviously, early detection is very important as well.
Jermaine, I don't know about you, but all my health scares has made me a little bit paranoid. Every time something happens, it might be like something damn small. My thoughts are wild. Wild.
Oh, true.
I'm thinking everything.
Like last time I had so I had a pain in my stomach and I thought I might have appendicitis. So then I went to get a CT scan, which is not cheap. A CT scan alone is $1,500. And it turns out that I had a very tiny hole in my small intestine because I took too much painkillers after my wisdom tooth surgery. So I spent $1,500 to find that out.
Okay.
I can't even do anything about it. It would just heal on its own. But it was so painful that I thought it was appendicitis.
No, but I think it's because we get like genuinely scared,
I was
you know?
scared. I didn't know what it was.
Let me tell you, so like 2 days ago, I had a little, ulcer goes in. This is like more coming out.
Okay.
Okay, in my bottom lip. And I don't remember like biting myself or anything. And then throughout the night as I was sleeping, I woke up at some point and then it was like a bubble had formed. I panicked. I thought it was cancer. The next day it disappeared.
What? I'm speechless.
So funny. Okay, on this note though, I do feel there's a need to share with our listeners and viewers how to overcome the fear of health checkups.
Okay.
I know for the younger generation, people like us, we are not fearful. In fact, our company has certain policies that encourage us to go for yearly checkups. But there might be some people still afraid to take this step. I think, first of all, it's very important to change our perspectives. Avoiding a test won't change the possibility that there might be a health problem. You just have to accept this, go for the test, and if all's good, then you can, set your heart at ease and go about with your daily life.
Yeah, the earlier that you detect it, the more treatment options that you have. So yeah, don't put it off. And I think it's always good to do your own research, right? If you're very wary about what doctors tell you, get a second opinion, get a third opinion, right? Or do your own research on different treatments or procedures that you're going to do and just arm yourself with information.
I think this is what Jermaine does very well.
Yes.
You are very knowledgeable when it comes to
Yeah, then I
this
think I
kind
have
of things.
appendicitis, right? Because I Google and I'm like, oh no.
Sometimes, right, it's very scary because when you Google, they tell you you're dying. And you're dying tomorrow.
no,
Whatever the problem is.
Yeah, like your little ulcer.
I never Google. It's just mine.
This one, I think Azura should try. Try relaxation exercises. I think deep breathing really helps for me. Whenever I'm feeling anxious, be it whether it's a health scare or not, breathing all the way so that the air goes to your tummy helps me so much.
Oh, I like that.
Can I tell you that a few months ago, I had this other scare?
Come on.
A few months ago, I had like a... Have you ever had like a tight chest? Like a chest pain?
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like when you breathe in, the harder you breathe, the more painful it feels. Like
The
the
more
sharper the pain.
constricted it
Yeah.
feels,
So usually, I've had that before, but usually like a few deep breaths or like max an hour or two, at some point, I'll breathe deep enough and it'll pop. You know what I mean?
It'll pop.
Not pop,
It'll
but
kind of like dissolve.
like release. Like, you
Go
know?
away.
Okay.
It went on for a couple of days. And I tell you, I panicked, right? I really thought like at any point I was just going to drop and die.
I also do have to say that honestly, Azura, you're not like the saint of healthcare.
Yes.
So that's why these things happen to you.
Yes, and that's why it scares me too.
Yeah.
was
So
thinking
maybe
the
you should
exact
start
same
with
thing.
taking care of your health.
Yes. Change up your lifestyle,
Yeah.
Zura.
Yeah, it's you've had many signs already. I don't know which one you will listen to, but so yes, you can try deep breathing, but
Deep
not if
breathing.
your chest feels constricted. Or try to bring a buddy with you, right?
Okay.
Bring someone with you to the health checkup, someone that you trust and you love, or arrange something fun to do after the health checkup. Like, okay, after this we go and get ice cream.
Okay, something to
Not
look
if
forward
you're
to.
diabetic.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably not the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something good for you,
Yes.
right? Like, oh, we go watch a movie.
Yes.
With that, we hope that this episode, provided you with some insights when it comes to taking care of your health. And if you're afraid to take that first step, don't be. Just listen to this episode all over again and know that we are here for you, morally
Yes.
supporting you.
It's better to know so that you can do something about it.
And just always remember that you can't buy health, right? Once something happens and it's too far gone, you can't just buy your health back.
Yep.
If you like this episode, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at itscleverty.co.
That's right. You can listen to us on Me Listen, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Turn on your notifications.
We're on YouTube as well. Have a happy end of the year. We'll catch you next time.
Happy New Year!
Better
Bye!
health next year.
You sing for yourself.
Okay. And us?
Your eye.
My eye.
Did you ever have asthma?
No,
Or was this new?
No, I've never had asthma.
Oh.
But I've always had difficulty breathing, so maybe that was it. I thought it was anxiety, but it could have been asthma. Both start with an A. Who knows?